Cone of confusion. All locations on the surface of a cone would produce the same ITD-ILD cues. But can we distinguish between these points? That implies additional mechanisms and/or cues. A solution: head movement. If the source is in front of you, zero ITD is 0. So if you can you can move your head, you can, for instance, hear the left ear sound before the right ear. Yeah. Okay. Ambiguities resolved by head movement. Intersection of two cones of confusion. Okay, maybe. Median field, that means forward. Theta is 0 and sigma is 0. Yeah, backwards. Theta is 180 and sigma is 0 degrees. The altitude is 0 degrees, but the azimuth is 180 degrees. Yeah, we still have the horizontal plane, the frontal plane, and median plane. The limitations of ITD-ILD approach. ITD and ILD cues are good cues for locating sources on the frontal horizontal plane. ITD and ILD cues are good cues for locating sources on the horizontal plane. Insufficient for judging whether a sound is located in the front or in the back, above or below. In front of the back, yeah. Yeah. Cone of confusion. ITD and ILD cues are virtually identical for sources located at an equal distance on cone or confusion. Yes. Okay, about ITD and ILD are good cues for horizontal plane, but insufficient for whether a sound is placed in front or in back of you. Human sound localization. Humans are good at localization for any point in space. New cue, new model. Two approaches to extend our understanding. Psychophysical approach. There must be extra cues that are processed by the human hearing. Engineering approach. We need a better tool or model than ITD-ILD to describe spatial hearing without ambiguity for any points of space. The so-called directional boosted bands, and it's a little bit sloppy here. Front, back, and top signal is 1/3 octave note noise. Correlation between boosted and directional bands. Use spatial cue, spectral cue. Blah, 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 blah. I will not say too much of it. Filtering can be measured and expressed as a transfer function. Head-related transfer functions. Okay. We have a HRTF in horizontal plane with a azimuth angle 0. Then there's an impulse response and a magnitude spectrum. Then the azimuth is 30 degrees. Then there is a ITD difference and also an ILD difference. Yeah. Yeah. When azimuth is 0, there is no magnitude difference. but with the 30 degrees, for instance, there is an ILD difference. Where are ITDs and ILDs? ILDs are frequency dependent. Yeah. So we can have some RTF in horizontal plan, impulse response, and the magnitude spectrum. We look at that, and when see the difference, what happens with the ITDs and ILDs, and it's in horizontal plan, in the median plan. Okay, we have impulse response and magnitude spectrum. There are no difference in impulse response in amplitude, and about the ITDs, there are no magnitude decibel difference, in the spectrum. I think it's a little bit sloppy. Most visible differences about 6 kilohertz. Pinna mainly determines height perception. I'm a little bit sloppy about this. Yeah, this. Yeah. Okay. Time and yeah. 3 sets of cues. ITDs, ILDs. Summary: 3 sets of cues. ITDs, ILDs. Spectral filtering from head, torso, pinna. Combined, these cues are sufficient to resolve all angles on horizontal and median plane. Okay. ITDs, ILDs, spectral filtering from the head, torso, and pinna. Combined, these cues are sufficient to resolve all angles in horizontal and median plane. 3 cues are all including HRTF. Transfer functions between each point of space and the ears of the listener. HRTFs are unique for each point of space, each listener, and each ear. Okay. Distance perception. Yeah. We have some intensity decreases with increasing distance. For omnisource in free field, intensity only dependent on distance. The power is inverse proportional to the distance. Requires familiarity with source signals, vocal efforts. What about in rooms? Yes. Wait a minute. We have some horizontal median plan, distance localization, audible air, directional band, BMLD. Okay. Yeah. Some questions are better than others. Direct to reverberant energy ratio. In rooms, direct sound is followed by reflections. Direct to reverberant energy ratio varies with distance. Closer means more direct sound, further less direct sound. Okay, that's clear. Q depends on room size, shape, and materials, and only exist in reverberant environments. Spectral changes. Longer than 15 meters. Long distances. Frequency dependent attenuation in air. High frequencies attenuated more than low. Far sounds contain less high frequency energy, that will say low energy rumble of far thunder. Reverberation can also spectrally color sound. Short distance. Waves are no longer planar but spherical. HRTFs becomes distance dependent monoaural and interaural changes. Okay. Sound source close to 1 ear, very large ILD. Sound source close to 1 ear, very large ILD. Biased judgments. Overestimate distance for close sources, underestimate distances for sound sources far away. Summary, a lot of things here. So I can maybe mention the summary here. There are several types from sense of hearing. There are several different types of information about sound source location available to the auditory system, and it appears that our brain combine these different cues. Interaural time and level differences provide detailed information about the direction of a sound source, but this information is ambiguous and accurate localization depends on the use of other types of information, such as the effect of head movements and the location-dependent modifications of the pinna. Our appreciation of the acoustic space around us is dependent on information about source location and the information about reflective surfaces from the characteristics of a reverberation. It 1. Having 2 ears help us determine the direction of sound source. There are 2 such binaural cues. Interaural time differences. A sound from the right arrives at the right ear first, and interaural level differences. A sound from the right is more intense in the right ear. Interaural time differences are dominant for most natural sounds. Interaural time differences are most useful for localization of low-frequency components. If the wavelength of a continuous pure tone is less than twice the distance between the ears, ambiguity arises as to whether the sound is leading to the left or right ear. However, time differences peaks in the slowly varying envelope can be used at these higher frequencies. Interaural level differences arise mainly of the shadowing effect of the head. Low frequencies diffract more than high frequencies, so the level cue is most salient at high frequencies. Binaural cues can help us to separate perceptual sounds that arise from different locations. However, the use of interaural time differences for masking release may be independent from their use in localization. Our remarkable sensitivity to interaural time differences, minimal threshold of 10 microseconds, implies a very accurate phase-locked encoding of the time of arrival at the 2 ears. The information is extracted by neurons in the brainstem that receive input from both ears and are sensitive to differences between the arrival time at each ear, and so on, so much. So it was from the sense of hearing. And I don't read everything, but thank you for now.